He smells just like a skunk. My heart sank as I overheard Gemma, my loving wife, telling her best friend how disgusted she was with my foot fungus. His feet look absolutely disgusting. I can't take the smell anymore. I finally understood why she insisted I sleep on the basement couch for the last 2 months. It was not because of my snoring, but because of my rotting feet full of fungus. It all started with a yellow nail infection on my left foot, which I completely ignored, and which soon spread to all my toes, leaving my skin dry, cracking, and peeling. Then occasional blisters filled with smelly pus would appear. The fungus kept growing on me, and the more it spread, the more strange me and my wife became. She couldn't stand the smell and the ugly look of my feet. And now, we're heading for a sure divorce. I could see the absolute disgust on her face when I tried to hug or get close to her. Petrified, I sat down on the stairs, and for the first time in years, I sobbed like a baby, sickened and repulsed by the horrible mess my feet had become. But when I tried to get up again as Gemma was coming up the stairs, a sharp pain clutched my left foot. It was like I was electrocuted by a 10,000-watt cable, with the fiery pain traveling at the speed of light from my foot through my spine and up to my chest. All I remember is that I fell over the stairs and woke up in the county hospital. Ma'am, the toenail fungus is destroying your husband's nerves. We'll have to do an emergency surgery now, or he will lose his foot. At best, he might get away with a couple of toes amputated, but the situation looks really bad, I'm afraid. He should have come to the hospital sooner. I saw my wife beginning to cry as the doctor gave her the bad news, but it was at this precise moment I knew I had to do something. Her crying meant that she still loved me, that she still wanted us to be together. Yet the damn fungus was not only putting my marriage in danger, but also my life. I absolutely had to get rid of my toenail fungus once and for all. I wanted to get my old life back. I wanted my wife to look at me the way she used to. And damn it, I couldn't just let some fungus kill me. This burning desire to return to normal fueled my journey to discover a simple and effective fungus-destroying protocol secretly used by the International Space Agency to prevent their astronauts from being infected, that can treat any kind of fungus fast without dangerous side effects. Hello, my name is Benjamin Jones, the #1 man on Big Pharma's death list. I'll reveal the reason why in just a moment. As the latest scientific studies from the University of Yale point out, and which pharmaceutical companies desperately try to hide from you, the real cause of your skin or toe fungus infection is not on the outside, but on the inside of your body, triggered by millions of fungi spores that you breathe in every day, silently poisoning your blood and your internal organs. And your dry skin or nail problems are just the tip of the fungus iceberg that has been building up inside your body for decades. This is why you should never ever ignore a nail or skin fungal infection. Make no mistake, it's a symptom of something much worse. In the next few minutes, you'll discover a simple tool to see if you are suffering from internal fungus buildup, and if you are, what to do about it. I will also reveal the shocking secret that the powers that be, the big pharma, and literally everybody in government desperately wants to hide from you. You'll be outraged when you learn why astronauts never get infected with toes or nail fungus. As the International Space Agency's medical team spent tons of money developing an antifungal protocol, after the Russians had their $2.4 billion space station overrun with fungus and had to crash it into the ocean because their astronauts began to die in space. The protocol was also inspired by Vietnamese rice workers, who, despite the fact that they stay with their hands and feet in muddy waters for even 12 hours every day, don't get a skin infection or rashes. Yes, in just a few moments, I will show you how to easily flush away all the fungus from your body and completely get rid of those ugly, painful nails and skin infections. Because of the personal sacrifice I've made, there is now a breakthrough treatment for fungus. And it does not involve taking any nauseating drugs like Lamisil that'll destroy your liver and clog your arteries instead of curing your yellow nails, or creams that make you lose hundreds of dollars, making your feet and hands even more itchy, bad smelling, and rotting your nails. or painful and expensive laser surgery that costs around $1,800 and risks leaving permanent burn scars on your feet and hands. This breakthrough can deal with any fungal infection, from nails to skin to internal infections. Even if you had the fungus for over 20 years and has already been medically proven to work in 99.7% of the cases, leaving doctors in awe. Being used successfully by 41,400 folks and counting. Believe me, this natural treatment will not only fight off the fungus infection on your skin and nails, but it'll also save your life. Because an ounce of cure is worth a pound of prevention. You'll never have to worry or stress again about the internal toxic fungus buildup, and your hands and feet will clear and regain their healthy, strong, smooth appearance. Also, this can add up sometimes up to 15 more years to your life, as it will shield your internal organs against the fungus devil that crawls underneath your skin. I'm also going to share with you the tragic story of someone very dear to me who suffered from toe fungus and now has just one leg because I was a fool and didn't pay any attention to a stupid yellow nail. So even if you have visited conventional doctors and naturopathic doctors, took strong antifungals, tried numerous home remedies, and are disappointed with the results just like so many other people, stay with me until the end of this presentation. It's going to take so little time of your life, but I guarantee it will absolutely change it. Like it did for so many folks who were like you, lonely, with nobody there to help them, with nobody there to tell them the truth about their fungus infection and how to treat it. People like Stephen Thomas from Columbus, Georgia, who says, "My whole hand was covered with fungus for 10 years before I treated it almost instantly with your amazing help. For in the last 3 years, 2 of my fingernails became fungus fingernails 100% from the root. I went to doctors 2 times per year to ask for help, and I did whatever they told me to do, but nothing worked. Moreover, they said all the fingernails on that hand would eventually become fungus nails. I've always thought that if there was a cure, my honest doctors would tell me about that in a split second. I was blind, but now I know. I followed your advice and did everything you said. It killed all the fungus in my nail, and eventually I could see the half moon again. My new nail then grew out 100% normal, even though I stopped doing the treatment. The fungus never returned, all gone for over 3 months. I tried to tell my doctors about this remedy, and they did not have even a second to hear my story. They really are not interested in an actual treatment. They only want to treat things since they make a lot more money that way. If they cure you, they lose a lot of money, and for 10 years I paid them big bucks to look at my hand. Total waste. The number one biggest mistake is thinking your doctor wants to help." Or Karen Rayburn from Austin, Texas, who wrote me to say, "For years I had suffered from very dry skin around my toes and heels, really itchy in the summer, keeping me awake at night. I also had nail fungus on roughly 8 of my toes. A few months ago, I decided that I had enough and that I really needed to sort myself out. I tried loads of treatments, from soaking my feet in oil at some and Vicks to laser treatments, but nothing was really effective. It wasn't until I saw your presentation that everything changed for me. The results are amazing and extremely quick. The worst 2 nails are ready to grow again, and the other nails that had slight white look to them are growing back to a pinky color." Dr. Anthony Gray, MD, FACS, wrote to me and said, "I first heard about this fantastic remedy through a patient of mine who was type 2 diabetes patient and had been suffering from nail fungus. This is a common condition for diabetics. As a medical professional, I was extremely weary of alternative cures, especially those with big promises. But to my surprise, this patient of mine managed to recover from nail fungus in just under a week. I double-checked the information you provided, and I'm pleasantly surprised at the scientific research behind it, as well as the case studies. I'll be referring other patients of mine who are suffering from fungal infections to this program." As I've already told you, my name is Benjamin Jones, and I'm from a small town near Tallahassee, Florida. After I graduated in 1998 from the College of Medicine at the University of Florida, for the next 17 years, I worked as a medical librarian for the same university. I worked hard to build a family and provide for them because my wife and daughter are everything to me. I was so proud that I could pay for my daughter's college tuition and that I could offer her a head start in life. So you must imagine the deep pain and grief I felt when the doctors practically told me I would have to live the rest of my life without a foot. How was I supposed to go to work and provide for my family? But let me tell you exactly how it happened, so you'll know what to look for. I sincerely hope that nobody else ever goes through what I had to endure. It all started not long ago during a hot August afternoon. We were all gathered outside on the porch. I noticed something strange on my foot. It was a yellow nail, and around it, the skin was cracking and peeling. I quickly dismissed it as unimportant. It's just a damn nail, after all. Nothing but a few blisters caused by uncomfortable shoes, most likely. And let's be honest, who cares about some stupid nail's color? I don't mean to brag, but I was in great physical shape for my age. I could barely remember when I took the last pill, and the last time I went to the hospital was when my daughter was born. But I guess the old saying is true. Just because you're not sick doesn't mean you're healthy. Time passed, but soon after, all my nails became discolored, thick, and crumbly. The fungus began spreading, but again, I paid no mind to it. It didn't really affect my life, so I guess I didn't care. But oh, how wrong I was. You see, soon I noticed some strange changes in my wife's behavior. When I'd walk into the kitchen, my wife would pretend she had to make an important call. When I wanted to make love to her, she would always say her head hurt or that she wasn't in the mood. And one day, she even took my sleeping stuff and moved everything into the moldy basement couch. "Your snoring is so loud, I can't sleep," she said as she brought my pillows to me. My daughter Emily couldn't bear to have me around either. Just imagine trying to hug your child, only for her to quickly pull away as if you've electrocuted her. So back I would go every time to my basement couch, my home for the past few months, crying and wondering what I did to deserve this. I pulled myself together and began looking for ways to get rid of my problem. So I tried all the popular remedies, but all my efforts were in vain. Vicks Vapor Rub gave me some nasty skin rashes that made my feet itch even worse. Sporanax made me nauseous all the time, and Penlac made my toes feel like they were on fire. They all brought me nothing but more embarrassment, more pain, and more money flushed down the drain. In the end, my nails were completely gone. The fungus had won. But the really weird thing was that I gradually started losing sensation in my left foot. I discovered this one night when I got back from the bathroom and hit my leg against the couch. I could barely feel a thing. Honestly, if that were to be the only problem, it would have been fine. But I also started developing seemingly unrelated conditions: jockish, ringworm, skin fungus. Not only did I start losing my hair, but the rest of it was full of dandruff. So I finally decided to go to my doctor. It was the worst thing I could have done, to put all my faith in Big Pharma. At that time, my doctors never imagined that all my issues were connected to one root cause. They simply prescribed me Lamisil, an oral medication to treat the toe fungus, along with other medications like antibiotics to treat psoriasis. Huge mistake. For a while, it seemed like the drugs were helping treat the disease, until the side effects kicked in. I started getting fever and sudden chills throughout the day. I had problems eating because of sores that were invading my throat. And even though my health was getting worse, every week I tried best to hide it from my wife and my daughter. I didn't want to expose them to my pain and suffering. I recall that at one point, I even lost 8 pounds in a week. I looked like a shadow of the man I used to be, and I was constantly complaining of feeling exhausted. My poor daughter even had to take one semester off because my wife Gemma couldn't take care of me by herself. Then one day, I overheard my dear wife talking on the phone. She was in the kitchen unaware of my presence. "He smells just like a skunk. I can't take the smell anymore. I'm thinking of filing for a divorce." And right then and there, my heart sank into my knees. I knew things were bad, but I didn't think she would consider leaving me over it. After all, I did my best to hide everything from her. Petrified, I sat down on the stairs, and for the first time in years, I sobbed like a baby. sickened and repulsed by the horrible mess my feet had become. But when I tried to get up again, as Gemma was coming upstairs, a sharp pain clutched my left foot. It was so intense that my vision got blurry. It felt like I was being electrocuted by a 1,000 watts cable. With that excruciating pain traveling at the speed of light from my foot through my spine and up my chest, I fell over the stairs, and the last thing I heard was my wife's desperate cry, "Emily, call an ambulance now." The next thing I remember